Start this bad boy up. Now we got some people in here.
I got nothing against semi-autos. It's just those two that just swear us thin after 150 different conversations on them.
All right. Smegs, are you going to do an intro for the lobby, or are we just doing it live?
No, you don't do no fucking intros for the lobby. Come on now.
Come on, you got to stay classy.
No, dude, the lobby is supposed to like catch someone, halfway through their sentence kind of thing.
Well, I don't ever do that.
No one was talking at the moment, so that's just why I mentioned it, just so everyone knew that we went live.
No, I really feel like being live doesn't actually affect the choices of people here at all. So,
and it might not, but just just in case, I don't want to be accused of and maybe not even like someone saying something bad, but just maybe someone thought they're off air, so they talking whatever. They say their address or something because they're talking that they think it's just a couple people. So I don't want to be accused of, tricking anybody, so.
Yeah. Just like people are telling me to give them Flippy's address so that they could go to where he lives and punch him in the face.
Yeah. We're organizing a group.
By the time someone actually gets his address, it's going to be an entire lynching squad.
Yeah.
Instead of just one person.
We're going on Kickstarter. We're gonna raise the money for the flight tickets.
So you can, lynch this one guy in Texas.
Yeah, we're calling it the Beat a Panda campaign.
Dude, I was watching a thing on pandas last night. It's like they got a couple in this like sanctuary thing and whatever. It's like, holy crap, do they do a lot of work to like keep pandas alive? Like they're hand feeding all the babies and all this stuff. And then the one thing, it actually kind of made me mad because they're all like, this panda like just gave birth, and they go in, they grab the baby, and they like make sure it's all okay or whatever. Then they go to bring it back, and they're like, oh no, the mother's rejecting it, and blah blah blah, and this is bad. It's like, if you wouldn't have fucking taken it like within 30 seconds of it being born, she probably would have like, taken it back and stuff. Because they trade out like these older ones, and they just like give the mom bamboo and like steal the other one, and then like put the second like baby back in there. Like the mom is only with like one baby at a time, and they like keep the other ones in a nursery or whatever. But it's like,
what they should do? They should sedate the mother so that she doesn't notice anything.
Well, they don't have to do that. They just distract her with bamboo for 5 minutes. Apparently pandas are dumb. I don't know. Because then when the other one showed up, she like walked right to it and like started like licking it and feeding it and whatever. So
they're really bad at like making babies and keeping them alive, apparently.
Well, one of the things, and this is why they swap them out. See, pandas most of the time give birth to twins, and then like after a little bit, whichever one's stronger, like they just focus on that one. They let the second one die. So if they were both in there at the same time, the panda would like automatically ignore the weaker one. And since they want both of them to live, they just keep training them out. And if there's only one, the panda's like, oh, well, I only have one, so I like better feed it.
Yeah, so they're pretty much dumb.
I don't know if they're dumb. They just, like I said, they go through a lot of work just to like...
Natural selection.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, right? So like they only eat bamboo, which only grows in a certain area. And then it is so incredibly like lack of nutrients that they never get like enough stuff, and they have to eat a whole shit ton of it. It's like the pandas would be gone all on their own if it weren't for humans. And also, it wouldn't be humans' fault. Like we've made a lot of things go extinct by like bulldozing rainforests and shit. But the pandas wouldn't be our fault. They would just die off on their own because they're not very well equipped to live in the wild.
They're a bad design. That's what you're saying.
Well, I wouldn't say a design, but I'm saying that they're not very suited to live. Like they got very specialized in the type of food they eat, and the type of food they eat is very low in nutrients. So it causes problems.
A panda is a bear, is it not?
It is, yeah.
So why isn't it eating other small animals or something?
Because it's evolved to have an extremely specialized diet. Like its stomach can't digest other stuff.
I don't get that at all.
It's just the way it works, man.
I'd breed a little grizzly in there.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe if you want to start doing like genetic engineering, you could try and get crossbreeds or whatever. But
You'd get like a horrifying like grizzly panda. That'd be fucking scary.
So we'd call it a Grisanda?
Yes.
Grizzly.
and actually, pandas do like honey, but I don't know if they go after it like in the wild. But that was another thing. They were distracting the panda with honey and like working on it or doing something or whatever. And then like as soon as the honey ran out, like it got the last like lick out of the jar, like these three guys go like running out of the cage because they're like, yeah, panda can still like rip your face off, even though they look cuddly. Like they're still mean. But they apparently get extremely easily distracted.
Yeah, it still sounds like they're pretty dumb. Which would kind of explain why they evolved to only bamboo, because bamboo doesn't run away. The smarter bears can get like other animals and shit, but pandas are too dumb for it, so they just bamboo. Anyway, that's my theory. I'm sticking to it.
Damn it, I think it's gonna rain tomorrow. You know how I know? Because I have a headache tonight.
Well, it's raining right now here.
It'd be awesome if it started raining, finally. I'm done with this summer. This summer can fuck away.
Yeah, it's starting to get nice around here. I mean, it's going into like the 60s at night. Although the days are still like upper 70s. Like today, I don't know if it quite hit 80, but it was probably pretty close. And it was humid as all hell. So that was kind of annoying. And that's why I have like the sinus pressure and I'm getting a headache. Like I said, I normally get that every time, like right before a storm rolls in because of the pressure change.
Yeah, it's been really hot out here. We're talking like 86 to 90 today.
They're cold.
You're like a human barometer?
No, the temperature fluctuates.
I am.
Oh, Snuggy. Yes,
I have very stuffed up sinuses all the time. And when I start getting headaches, I know that the pressure's changing.
Now, does your sinuses get as bad if you go out to like California or Arizona?
Yeah, I still had some problems.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't have the sinus issues, but the arthritis lets me know when the weather's changing.
Well, that you can fix with Tylenol.
No, you can't.
Advil?
All day strong.
Yeah, bullshit. I take narcotic feed meds every damn day, and that don't think.
Although speaking of that, I might go take some drugs. Try and nip this in the bud before it gets worse.
And you'll fall asleep.
You know, I might, but I could use a nap. That's part of it too. I am tired.
See which one of us is old here.
I'm surprised what's his name isn't in here. So, Amit,
Yeah.
how is Syria?
I don't know. I'm still at my parents'. It's probably still shit.
Why are you still at your parents' house?
Because my wife isn't home and I'm writing assignments, so it's better to be here where people make me do stuff. Because when I'm at home, I don't do anything.
Is your wife on the way over to see me?
I can really just barely hear you or understand what you're saying, Tony.
That's probably good because it wasn't the kindest thing I've heard.
Wow.
What, the problem is on my side? Like, you can hear him fine, Night Strike?
No, I've just known Tony long enough that I can, make out mostly what he says.
So you're like a Tony dentist?
No.
Alright, did he say something mean?
He might have.
Alright.
I just asked if your wife was on her way over to visit me. Wasn't nothing meaning, but the whole adoption thing.
If my wife is on her way to what? Why can't I hear anything you're saying? What are you using for a microphone?
I don't know whatever the hell's in this tablet.
It's going bad, Tony.
All right, guys, I'm out of here.
Oh, that came in clear.
Later, guys.
Later, Tony.
No, see you, man. Alright, I took some E. That should help.
He's off to buy another toaster to use as a microphone.
No, he's off to buy another bolt gun.
What do you say about my wife?
You don't want to know.
Fucking old bastard.
And there's Lucknut. What's going on?
Oh, what's going on, gentlemen? How are y'all doing?
So did you message Matt? Not Matt, Nathan?
Nathan.
Yeah, Sheepdog Leather.
Oh, yeah. I'm just waiting on a call back or an email.
Oh, you mean he hasn't messaged you yet?
No, not yet.
This guy's a lazy slacker.
I know. I'm going to have to call him and tell him about that.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here long, probably. I'm pulling hour 28.
Ooh, fun stuff.
Yeah, and I got to drop off the lower tomorrow to my boy Matt so he can build it.
And then you need to get him on gun channels.
Yeah, no doubt. Actually, hold on just a second. Okay, no, he's at work, so when I talk to him tomorrow, I will. I'll talk to him about it. This site's very awesome.
I agree.
I do too.
Especially that snowman guy. He's like the best person on here.
Yeah, that is a funny little icon.
I don't know. I liked it when the snowman went down to Mexico and got the Mexican mustache and the sombrero.
Yeah, That was pretty good. Smexy 42.
Because people were wondering where the mustache came from.
Yeah, man, I give credit to Sean. He's good at those little picture things.
He is.
Well, how are y'all doing this evening?
We're doing.
I have a headache, but I took drugs, so
Very
that should
nice.
help.
Hopefully they're the good drugs.
Big old handful of E. I mean, that's what it says on them. There's just an E stamped into it, so
I don't know what that means.
well, I was joking like it was ecstasy, but it's actually just
Okay, I got
it's actually just Excedrin. Little tip, fun fact for y'all. Don't waste your money on getting Excedrin migraine. If you get Excedrin extra strength, it's a little bit more than the regular, but it's the exact same formula as the migraine. But the migraine's like a couple bucks more than the extra strength. It's all marketing, man.
That's good marketing. People bought it.
Yeah, but the extra strength works just as good as the migraine.
That stuff doesn't even work on me, man. Like, when I have a migraine, I just gotta ride it out.
Oh, yeah, and I agree. Like, if you legitimately have a migraine, there's not much you can do about it. But I still use that for, like, my regular headaches, because
For sure.
the regular type is not quite good enough.
Yeah, any sort of like over-the-counter painkiller is just like putting an ice cube on your head.
Oh, it's Brandon.
Yeah, that's... My sister actually used to get, like, really bad migraines, and she has a prescription for this stuff, and they will only give her, like, 6 pills a year.
Jesus.
But, like, and what happens is you take it, like, when you feel a migraine coming on.
Yeah.
And it basically knocks it down to a regular headache, but then it will never, like, you can't go any lower than just a regular headache. So it's not like it's a huge painkiller or nothing. It's like some other type of chemical. But I remember as a kid, she would get them, once a month or something, knock her out for like a day and a half. Like her migraines were real bad, and I never really had them that much. And then, I don't know, sometime when I was like a young teenager or something maybe, like I had my first one, and then now I get them every once in a while. Maybe a couple times a year, 3 times a year, something like that. But I get headaches 2 or 3 times a week. That's just my life.
Yeah, man, I know what it's like. It sucks to live with migraines because there's like, I get them like when I wake up, and I just wake up with a splitting headache. And because it's a sinus thing, there's really nothing you can do about it. So I take like some Claritin or like like a Percocet, and even then that doesn't even help. Like it's just to the point where you just gotta ride it out, as shitty as it is.
Yeah.
Like
I
same
hear
thing
you,
with like
man.
tooth pain. If you've ever had like a tooth pain, you can take as many painkillers as you want. But if it's nerve pain, it ain't gonna help. I remember this one time I had my filling fell out, and I went to Circle K and I got like one of those Hershey Kisses like breadstick dipper thingies, and it's like just pretty much chocolate sugar syrup, and it went inside my where I had my nerve exposed. Oh my god! Like that is probably the worst pain ever, and it doesn't go away. That'll cause you to lose sleep.
I don't have a single filling in my mouth. Never had a cavity.
You're lucky.
Yeah, it's very good genes.
So I never had one as a kid, but once I discovered Mountain Dew in college, I have a couple small ones. They're nothing major,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
man, I smoke. I drink like heaps of sweet soda, coffee with sugar like 10 times a day.
Well,
I
you
just
just
can't.
got good teeth, I guess.
I can't fuck them up, man. I can chew like when you're eating something that's hard, some hard candy or something, and someone tells you you're gonna break your teeth. I'm like, no, man, that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
yep. Like, dude, I could sit there and crunch a Jolly Rancher and I'd be fine.
My grandma died 97 years old, and she only had one thing done on her teeth her entire life. She had all her teeth in her mouth when she died.
And that is good genes.
Yeah, man.
I feel something's missing in here. Like, there's something missing in this group.
It's a certain Texan.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it kind
Just
of
be
feels
careful. He's like Beetlejuice.
right.
I don't know. I don't know if you were here, but I'm starting a Kickstarter to fund flight tickets for us to go to Flippy's house and beat him up. So
Beat him up.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a Kickstarter to make a lynch squad for Flippy.
International Kick Flippy's Ass Tour.
No, I don't want to kill him.
I say kick his
Oh,
ass. I
sure.
know, but I mean,
I might want to like shoot him in the leg with a CZ.
that'd be fun.
Why, dude? Why so much anger, man? Why so much hate? Can't we all just get along?
Because he's trolling me to piss me off on purpose, so I'm getting pissed off. I want to give him what he wants. Every time I'm here, he's gonna go and say some shit about my carry pistol. So
What's your carry pistol?
it's a CZ.
Well, you can have one.
Nothing wrong with that. I carry a CZ.
Moon will say you chose the right pistol.
Of course, I chose the right pistol.
We're only human, dude. I mean, we all make mistakes.
Yeah. Your parents did.
Not everybody.
Oh wow!
I finally got behind my Ruger LCR and I put 100 rounds through it today, and that thing has got some trigger bite. It was tearing a damn chunk out of my index finger.
That's why normally you wear gloves.
Yeah.
You don't wear gloves for something like that, man. It's supposed to be like a carry gun, so you might as well practice the way you're going to use it.
Yeah, it was popped open, and I was shooting with my brother. He's a police officer, and he's like, "Man, you're bleeding." I felt like a little pain, but I really wasn't paying attention. Then I looked, and I said, "I'll be damned."
I've gotten a hammer bite from my 1911 a couple times.
Yeah, like on the web, it'll tear a chunk out of the web between your thumb and your index.
I just got scrapes.
Yeah.
Did you say trigger bite?
Yeah, like the sharp part of the trigger when you pull back. Okay, I guess
shit,
because
man.
of the recoil.
I had hammer bite, which is different.
Oh, okay. This was a trigger. There was like blood all over the bottom part of the trigger.
Oh,
Man,
your trigger's
you
probably
gotta-
going.
You got to put that gun down. You know, it tasted human blood.
Yeah, there's no
It's
coming
rabid.
back now.
There's no coming back. It's rabid.
Yeah, I don't know if I could give y'all a screenshot or something. Hold on, I'll show y'all.
It might be foaming at the barrel.
What, is your finger like getting caught between the bottom of the trigger and the trigger guard or something?
Yeah, I think it is. I really don't know how to explain it. I'll show y'all real quick.
That's odd. I mean, I guess.
Maybe
Well,
you
well,
can
does
impart
it?
that.
Maybe the trigger has like sharp checkering cut into it or something.
Maybe.
I can see like a 1911 like tearing up your hands if you get those 1911s they have with that stupid like cheese grater on the handle, but like the TRP operator, how it's basically got like razors.
Remember, I've got an ATI 1911.
Okay,
So it's
here it is.
exactly like a rock island.
I still have a hole in my thumb from the slide on my CZ from 2 weeks ago.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like this little sharp part right here. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's like there, and there's still the blood on it.
Wait,
A little
where?
sharp point right here, like when you pull the trigger back, and I guess the recoil, it's like popping me right there, like this.
Oh, that's
the
strange.
sharp part of the trigger.
Finger on.
Does
So,
it have
like-
to be that sharp, or could you file it down or something?
Yeah, can you file it down?
I reckon if I knew how to take it apart.
That gun looks so funny on you.
This thing had it originally had like a little sharp, those stupid fucking, whatever they call them. And I had a gunsmith, checkering. I had a gunsmith take it off. Now it's all nice and smooth.
Oh, okay.
like a big ass bearded dude with a tiny revolver. That's kind of funny.
Hey man, if that's what he wants to use, don't knock him if he's gonna use it.
Oh, I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying it looks funny. Doesn't matter what it looks like if it makes holes in idiots.
Admit it would be funnier if he was using a Derringer instead.
Dude, I love that. That should be a meme. It doesn't matter what it looks like as long as it makes holes in idiots.
Right.
Yes, as soon as that fella calls me back about the holster, I definitely want to carry my Beretta because that thing is so smooth.
I'll go ahead and message him to check his emails and whatnot because, he does good work.
My secondhand knowledge of Italians tells me that they're not smooth.
Hey, shut up!
You shut your face.
Hey man, careful talking to an Italian.
The only one here who's Italian should be complaining, and that's me.
The only one
Hey.
here?
Yeah. When do you have the
I was talking about.
How
I
do
was
you know
talking
my
about-
ancestry?
I was talking about Italian women, not about like
Oh, okay.
big Italian dudes from Charleston, but whatever.
I was gonna say there's 2 Guidos in this room.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were Spanish, not Italian.
Everybody thinks I'm freaking Spanish, dude. I've actually been called Filipino.
No, you're not Filipino. You don't have the right eyes for Filipino.
And it's funny, like, when they call me Filipino, I was all like, you know what? They're going to call me Filipino one more time. I'm going to fuck you up really good.
And I'm not saying that to be mean or racist or anything. My grandmother was Filipino.
Because I'm going to pull out my Beretta and do the charging handle and do the power stroke like Christy Costa. Then I'm going to fly through the air like John Woo.
Oh, that's a better sized revolver for you.
Well, yeah, I was trying to. This is my GP100. I was trying to carry that, but like drawing it, I really got to work on drawing it, and because it has that longer.
Good Lord, that barrel is huge.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Carry that in an ankle holster, and you can grab the handle on your hip.
I don't think you could ankle holster that.
Yeah, I love it, and I guess I was thinking about getting the. I wonder with the recoil, of course, the LCR is a hell of a lot lighter, but maybe a recoil on a 686. Maybe since it's heavier, maybe the recoil would be less. I don't know.
I got a question. Just curious, not bagging on anybody, but why carry a revolver as a concealed carry?
Oh, I love revolvers.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm a revolver whore. And speaking of horse things, when I was watching one of y'all shows the other day and the podcast thing, I didn't know anything about like podcasts, but I downloaded iTunes, and I don't know if y'all listen to them or not, but there's enough shows that are definitely going to keep me busy for a while watching all the ones in the past.
That's good. For a larger world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't tend to download the podcast just because if I miss a show, I'll listen to it like at work the next day. So I just pull it up on YouTube. And I'll minimize the screen while I'm working or whatever, just kind of listen to it. But that way if someone's like showing something, like sometimes the podcasts are like kind of visual, I can just open the window up and look at, what they're showing off.
See, and I'll usually, if I can't catch the podcast live, I'll usually go back and rewatch them unless I was on it. And in that case, I don't want to go back and hear my dumb self talk.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't want to hear your dumb self talk either.
Yeah, I bet.
Sorry, I'm being kind of mean today. I think Night Strike started it all off.
Night Strike's
he was
been a little. He's been a little grouchy for
he's
the past few.
He's spreading the bad vibes, and I'm picking up on him. Not normally so mean.
Dude, it was funny. Last night, Hawaii got so mad because like G-Web was talking about like
Yeah.
and like I wanted to hear it, and so G-Web was talking about John Lott's thing at ASU and all that stuff. So I was asking him questions about like what happened, and then Hawaii like came out of nowhere and he started talking about a football game, dude, like totally off subject. And then G was like, "Hey, dude," I was talking, and then like Hawaii was just like, "So I can't talk?" And he's like, "Well, no, dude. Like we were in the middle of a conversation and you went on a totally different topic." And then he's all like, "Well," and then like he just left. And I was like, "Oh, come on, man."
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, we were having an important, in-depth conversation last night. We weren't just talking about nothing.
yeah, it was some really good knowledge stuff. And then Hosh jumped in, and he was talking about like basically how to teach kids at school about firearms without kind of blinking. And it's like, as Flippy would call it, like the DARE program scenario. And Hawaii just got like all pissed off, and I was like, dude, don't get pissed off. Like as soon as we're done talking about this, like feel free to talk whatever. But we were all like really interested in what G-Web was saying, and because I really like I was bummed that I didn't get to go to John Lott's thing, and but I guess like it was really really good. It was a good speech.
I love John Lott. Like he has all the facts to back up what he's talking about, and he has all the answers to the normal like anti-gun arguments, and he breaks the numbers down really really well.
Right. And I like that he doesn't take an emotional like point of view from it. He's not about like, well, these are our rights and you need it. Like he used he's he's very intellectual when he talks, and he uses like analytics, and not a lot of pro-gun people, especially when they bring him on like a TV show. Like you bring Alex Jones on, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms. And then so it makes everyone look like a nut. Now you have John Lott come on there, and he lays out the facts, his findings, the research he's done, and then it makes the other side look stupid because they're all emotion. They're all like, well, we need to get rid of these people killing magazines. And then
Yeah,
he's like,
sorry, Brian.
no, go for it, man. I'm done.
He sounds like John Lott. He comes at things from the I'm missing the word. From the statistic point of view, and he's been studying all that shit for years and years and years, and he's a strictly statistic guy.
Right.
I haven't.
I'm sorry, man.
But
I was going to ask, have any of you guys ever used the laser light training pistol?
No, I have not, but I think it looks cool.
No.
Yeah, I want to get one just so I can practice, because they have these little targets that you can set up around your house. You could really do like a little like 3-gun or IDPA inside your living room. It's like, and then it gives you like your point score and your accuracy and your time. And I mean, they're pretty expensive. They're like $300, but
Now, one thing I have heard unless you just kind of want it just for the hell of it, skip the little can that like tips over when you shoot it.
Okay.
Because even though it's cool, I forget who was talking about it, but they were like, it's cool the first couple times, and then it just gets super annoying having to go and like set the things back up again, like all the time. Like, oh crap, I gotta go pick it up and set it back down on the table or like.
Right. That makes sense.
I forget who was saying that. Someone was saying that. Like, they're cool, and it's nice that it's reactive and everything, but apparently it gets annoying setting them back up all the time.
I was just gonna say I'm not out of
So
the
house like Brandon was talking about.
Did you see Robbie's comment? I started dry firing with live ammo, but it's okay if I get an ND because I put all the targets in front of windows.
That's awesome. Hey,
Wasn't
who
there?
Instagram on Gun Channel? Is that Marco?
What was that, Brandon? What
Who
did you
was who?
say?
Instagram on Gun Channel. Is that Marco?
Gun Channel's on Instagram, is that what you said?
Yeah, who runs that?
Oh, yeah, that's Marco.
I'm gonna start freaking showing my boobs. That way I get a bunch of reposts. I'm gonna call it Brandon's Piece.
Have you accepted my friend request yet, Brandon?
What, Facebook?
No, here.
Gun channels? I'm never on my own profile, so if I haven't, I apologize. But let me do that right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Brandon waits for 6 months before he accepts any request.
No,
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask him. I was like, do you not do friends on here because of what you do for work, or what?
I had to wait 6 months for him to accept mine.
Well, and I had
Maybe
to
he
beg
just
him.
doesn't
so-
like you guys. He accepted mine like the instant I sent it.
Right.
And then he sent me a message like, "Oh my God, Smeggy, thanks for friending me. I love friends." Actually, I don't even know if we're friends on Gun Channels. I have to admit, I don't add people. I mean, if I see it pop up, then I'll accept it, but I don't go out of my way to add people, to be honest.
What I try to do is, if there's people that in these chats that I get into on a regular basis, and I like talking with them, I definitely like sending them out a friend request.
I gotta reposition or re-put my my background as my ex-girlfriend. That's not gonna be any longer. There we go.
Did you break up again?
Dude, we've been broken up for like 2 months.
Again?
Yeah.
Good riddance.
So the flippy method didn't work.
No, Flippy was right, because Flippy was just like, dude, she's like, she's boning another guy, and all hope is lost, and you need to give it up. And I was like, no, man, there's still love there. And yeah, Flippy was right. There was no love there.
Oh, you don't hear that often.
I know, I just like shivered a little bit when you said that. Like, ugh.
Well, Flippy was like, Flippy's on this new tour, the Flippy is Right tour. So I told him, like, yeah, well, you can kick it off with you were right on this one.
I actually have asked Flippy a woman question, and he was right on that one. So every once in a while, he knows what he's talking about.
We're just
Yeah,
giving him
every
shit.
once in a
He's
while.
right.
Is that before or after the involuntary Tourette's?
Eh?
What?
Yeah, I'm not following there.
But Flippy's got Tourette's. He has to. Either that or he's got, a really bad case of, what do they call it, Asperger's.
No, he doesn't have Tourette's. He's just insane.
He's just,
He definitely has like severe sexual perversions.
Have any of you guys met him in real life?
No, thank God.
I feel like I have. Like,
Because I just wonder if Flippy is the same Flippy in real life.
I mean, if I met Flippy in real life, I'd have to break his arm or something.
why does
That's
everyone hurt
what I'm
Flippy? I
saying.
feel like if we had a party with Flippy, like, He'd probably be like beat up or something.
Man, I don't know.
I'm not liking all this hate, especially for someone who's not even in here to defend himself.
No, I like Flippy. Flippy's my brother. Like I swear we were separated at birth. So
No, I like him too. I
You're
just
the
want to
older
fly to
one.
Texas and smack him.
he just wants an excuse
It's
to go.
out. It's out of love, and because I need an excuse to go to Texas.
I was gonna say you just want to go to Texas. You're just using the beat up Flippy as an excuse to go there.
Well,
Well,
you
I
can't beat him
can't,
up
like-
too bad because you need him to take you to his gun range.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, honey, I'm sorry, but I need to go to America because I need to go beat up this guy in Texas. Okay, I'll be back in like a week.
I gotta go beat him up and then go shoot his guns at the gun range. He's gonna take me.
I can't get a funding campaign just because I want to go to Texas, but if it's a beat up Flippy campaign, it might get enough money.
Hey, you never know, dude. Sometimes those Kickstarters, like, weird shit, like, kicks off and, you know, you get a bunch of money for whatever.
I think I have enough like gun friend people that if I would just like do a GoFundMe or whatever and be like, yeah, I want to go to the U.S., shoot a bunch of cool guns, and each one of them gave me $1, I'd be fine probably.
I'd toss in $5 for your shooting tour.
Amit's American Shooting Tour.
Yeah, man.
I think that would probably work, dude. I'm sure. Well, I'm pretty sure that if you even said like for just $5 a day, you can help Emmett come to Texas to beat up Flippy, and you know, I'm pretty sure people would donate to that. And then
I'd toss $5 into that too.
I would too.
there'd be a counter thing. And it would be like for just $5 a day, you can help Flippy relocate so he doesn't get beat up.
He wouldn't actually get beat up. He'd just shoot me. It's Texas, and his house is full of guns.
This is true.
Well,
Yeah,
see,
that's
what
true.
what
You are
need to
talking
do-
about premeditated assault. So
You-
if you show up at his house, he can assume that you're there to do harm.
Flippy would just shake your hand and pour you a fucking cup of iced tea or lemonade.
It's the South, iced tea.
Okay, iced tea.
I don't see Flippy as a lemonade drinker.
Do you want some iced tea with your sugar? Holy shit, man, the South. Oh
Sweet
my god.
tea.
And
Sweet
throw in
tea.
the Jack Daniels.
And
I'm not
I
gonna-
drink Mountain Dew, and that sweet tea is too fucking sweet for me.
Well, see, the problem is some people they just use, a ton of sugar, but you're actually supposed to use a combination of tea sweetener with sugar. You're not supposed to use just straight up sugar. But some people just throw like nothing but sugar in their tea.
It
It's
becomes
nasty.
tea Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it becomes tea Kool-Aid instead of, half sweet tea sweetener and half sugar, which is the proper method.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
you
drinking
have
it.
people
I'm
like
not drinking
that.
from the cup that he gave me.
What Lucky?
I said you just have people like my aunt. She'll like fill up half, and it's kind of ironic because she died of diabetes, but.
Wow, that is morbid, sad, and funny at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know if the word ironic is the right word. It makes sense might be the right word.
Yeah.
She, Lonnie's on this freaking kick right now. This guy eats like a gerbil. Like, he only eats grapes, crab legs, and once in a great while, he'll have a tortilla. But, like, yeah, dude, his diet is, like, salad with croutons, and sometimes anchovies. Like, dude, he eats, like, the grossest food.
He's a muscular dude. What's he doing for fucking protein?
Well, it's, like, he works out a lot, and he went to the gym a lot, and, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what his secret is, but he's naturally a stocky guy, so, I mean, like myself, I'm on the Chipotle diet right now. I've lost like almost 50 pounds. So, but
So you're
Lonnie,
just eating at Chipotle?
every single day.
Uh-oh.
Must be expensive.
You're going to be like the next Jared.
Jared. Oh,
Yeah, dude ate Subway every single day. You better stay away from kids.
no, I like cougars.
Oh, you're a reverse Jared then.
Yep. There's a lot of cougars in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
They're beautiful too, man. These girls. Woo!
Yeah, but that's only with their makeup on.
No, they look good with it off. I've woken up to a couple of cougars. I mean, they didn't know it, but hey, whatever. There's no law against sneaking in windows. It was open.
Wow.
Didn't Robert Downey Jr. do that one time? I feel he did.
I don't know. I never heard that story.
Yeah, or was it Christian Slater? It was one of those guys.
But then again, I don't keep up on celebrity shit. I really don't care.
I'm at a point in my life that it doesn't really matter what they look like without makeup, because once my glasses are off, she can look like whatever.
They all feel the same in the dark, so that's
Yeah,
what
man.
matters.
Or in the light, I can't see shit without my glasses. Well, that killed the conversation. Anyway.
Way to go.
Are there
You
any
ruined it.
shows tonight?
There's a Heavy B show tonight, and there's some other. There's Edge's show tonight. Who else is on tonight?
I think that's it for Fridays.
No, there's supposed to be one other guy. Wait. Let me check the schedule.
I should have a show.
All I thought was Heavy B and Edge.
Yeah, no, there's yeah, apparently there's just Heavy B and Edge. I thought there
I
was
should have
one.
a show. It'll be like at 8 in the morning your time.
All right.
So I've heard like rumors go around that if you go to SHOT Show and you say that you know Edge, they'll let you in for free.
It's not just that. It's just you go anywhere. You let them know you know Edge, and you're good.
Why do I feel that I'm going to be the gullible idiot that's actually going to say this and then laugh at it?
Because you are.
Okay.
Because it's just a joke.
And Brandon, you got the whole photography stuff going.
You know, it doesn't go as far as you think. Like, I had to, beg and plead to get a media pass.
Information out there or what?
Oh my god, dude. When I go there, I went to
You're breaking up, man. You are breaking up, Brandon.
Well, if you need street cred, man, you gotta just say you know Marco. When I went to the NRA show, him and Pink both had media passes, and I just had a regular one, and he's like, hey, you want a media pass? I can get you one. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't really care.
I want to go to the range day, where like you get to interview all the different gun people. But I tried to get those passes, and they're like, "Oh, how many subscribers do you have?" And I was like, "I don't really have a YouTube channel." I said, "But I do stuff in the gun community," and they're like, "Well, you can't get those unless you're like Yankee Marshall."
So you literally have to have like 70,000 subscribers or something, right?
Pretty much.
Or you gotta.
Or it'd be like a magazine or something.
Oh,
or,
oh,
you know,
oh, Smeggy?
Who can throw you a pat? Who can throw you?
Smeggy, what we
What's
need
up?
to do is we need to start a website and combine Hit or Miss with that website so we can get more viewers, so that we can get like 70,000 subscribers, so we can go to the NRA and SHOT Show all the time.
I don't know what a website would have to do with getting more subscribers, but okay, whatever. I'm down if you do all the work.
That's right. I may have to bribe G-Webs with AK bayonets, because I may need his assistance.
Yeah, but with getting into those shows, I mean, it's just to with trying to photograph drag racing events is, unless you know somebody who knows somebody, or you have been working on it for years with with like the NHRA or SHOT Show. In this situation, it's really, really tough to get in there.
Yeah, I think it kind of just depends. Like, I think, because I've heard, like, it got easier to get in, and then it's also has gotten harder and whatever. It's like, once you get one, then you're good. You can get one every year. But, like, I think it just kind of depends.
Right. I mean, yeah, the biggest thing is getting that first one to that year, and then you make your contacts that year that help you to procure your passes for the next year's. Would be the ideal way to go about it, I would think.
Yeah, Raphael's making a good point. If you all just put cat videos on your, then that would solve everything. You'd have
Cats with guns.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter. Cats with anything.
Whose point was that?
Raphael in the side chat.
Oh. In the side chat.
Freaking lying. He took all my Ziploc bags. Bastard.
What?
He took all my Ziploc bags.
Who did?
Lonnie.
I didn't take any of your Ziploc bags.
Lonnie doesn't seem like the type to just be slanging on the corner.
Right? No, he's probably,
Wow.
probably slanging vitamins and grapes and rabbit food. So, does anybody want to start funding my trips to California to sell ammunition to those poor bastards?
Are you allowed to?
I'm going to give them a better deal than they're going to get at the store.
Yeah, but will you be
Yeah, but
allowed to?
don't you have to have a California license, and don't you have to do the background checks on them now?
Yeah, that's why it's going to be a better deal.
How is it going to be better?
Because they will have to pay California state tax. When I lived in California, I used to go to Las Vegas and buy my ammunition. Way cheaper. I would make like one trip out there. Because California's like, oh, we're going to charge you almost like 5 cents per bullet for taxes.
So what do? You just go to a gun show and sell it?
Well, a lot of people would come in from like Arizona, Las Vegas, and they would go to a gun show, and they would, you know, sit there and sell like reloaded ammunition, or they'd walk around with like the giant carrier cases and stuff, and just, you know, you'd buy like a box of reloads for like $100, like, you know, like 500 rounds of 9mm for $100. And California would get so pissed off at that because they couldn't tax it. So California's all about taxing the heart and soul out of people.
No, not just the heart and soul.
That's not just.
They made this new law where
Because it's California we're talking. If you live in California, there's no soul.
Gun violence policy thing. So
At least the southern half of California doesn't have any soul, so there's no soul to tax.
The more north you get, the worse it gets. So you reach San Francisco, and then good luck finding a gun shop.
Yeah, but once you get past that, like Northern California is all like rural and in the mountains and like
Farms.
normal people.
Is anyone familiar with a WPA?
Wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just steel cased ammo.
Oh, okay.
It's just like it's a
cheap,
little
it
better
works.
than Tula, but that's it.
Okay.
It's just cheap ammunition, steel cased.
All right. Well, when we get finished build tomorrow, I got it was on a pretty good deal at Vans. So I got 500 rounds. So I was just like, hey, all we're gonna do is play.
How much did you pay?
I want to say it was 110.
That's not bad.
Not bad. That's pretty damn good.
And they have them like on pallets, about as it'll come up to your chest. That's how they had like 3 or 4 pallets just full of it. I was thinking, damn, I might need to buy a little bit more next week.
Hey, do you guys want to hear what my state's dumbass attorney general is trying to push?
No.
Not really.
No?
I do. What's
No,
up?
because you can tell us, and then Yankee will make a video about it, and
I was just teasing. I want to hear about it.
I'm kidding.
Nice
Yankee
Strike
will
wasn't
make-
kidding because he's a jerk, but I was just kidding.
No. I was totally kidding too. Yeah, go ahead, Scott.
Washington State's Attorney General wants ban on assault-style weapons. Opponents are outraged. The state's chief legal officer says he wants assault weapons banned in Washington State. Attorney General Bob Ferguson said at a news conference Wednesday that he's planning to push lawmakers in January to end the sale of military-style semi-automatic rifles and limit high-capacity magazines. And then it says on Wednesday, Tom Danner showed up at Low Price Guns in Bellevue and was upset over the proposal and blah, blah, blah. So they're
Upset and
they're
actually
gonna
do something about it are two different things.
well, that was just one guy that they interviewed, but they're trying to push it. They're trying to do the 10-round limit.
Washington?
That's what this asshole's pushing. That's what he just
Washington
came up
State.
with.
I knew Washington was starting to go hardcore left wing, but I didn't know they were jumping on that.
Well, we got that shit in the mayor's office down. Up in Seattle. That shit is pervasive in the governor's mansion. Yeah, we're fucked unless we can do some organization and
You
get
guys
out
are
of
gonna
this
have to do
bullshit.
you guys are gonna have to do like a grassroots thing because the NRA is not gonna help you on that one.
Yeah, and the problem is the last time they did a march on the Capitol and whatnot, be over something like this, all it did was screw their cause even more because some of the jackasses decided they were going to open carry inside
Yep.
federal halls or whatnot, and all they were successful at doing was getting
More people to be like, what the fuck?
well, no, but all they were successful in doing was getting one more stipulation, one more law added to what the jackasses were trying to do. So, I mean, it wasn't in the law book before. They could not carry inside those buildings. So, not only did their presence there not do anything, but their actions there made them write down another law to restrict us further.
Oh, absolutely, dude. So, like, I was listening to that Rob Pincus interview with Cenk Uygur from Young Turks, and Cenk asked Pincus, "What do you think about the open carry stuff? Like, you guys approve of that? Showing up to like meetings and stuff like that, or hanging out in Starbucks with an AR-15." And Pincus was like, "You know what? It does more harm than good." And he's like, because what happens is you're never gonna get somebody to accept something if you just force it into their face. And he's like look what it did in California, and he's like, and I'm of the sound notion that just because that we can doesn't mean that we should. He's like, do I believe that we should have the right to open carry? Should we have those rights? Absolutely, because there might be a time where we're going to need to expose our firearm for something. But just to hang out at Starbucks with an AR-15, or an AK or whatever, that does not send a good message to the public that maybe is not comfortable with weapons. And you know what? Not everybody has to, acquiesce to that. I have to respect some people's feelings and stuff like that. Like if I, it'd be the same like, if I'm sitting next to a guy and he's got a couple samurai swords on him, and I'm like, I don't want this dude sitting next to me, So what Pincus said is exactly what I've always said. Like, it ties up police resources. It sends a bad message to the public that may not understand the movement or firearms owners, and it's a
Right.
bad way of getting bad. It's a good way of getting bad publicity.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, my thought on that is the guys who go into their Walmarts and do that sort of stuff. Shit, I mean that's ridiculous. It's different if you're at a rally and you're protesting something and it's there just as a symbol. And then open carry is a completely different issue, you know.
right,
Um,
yeah. There's a difference between open carry, like if because I open carry every now and then. If it's super hot out, I'll open carry. But just to go, even at a rally, man, it's just the public is not siding with anybody when they do that. What they
Yeah.
see, like what we see, is a bunch of guys that are standing up for their rights. What the public sees and what they're
bunch of
told,
nut jobs.
exactly, you're not winning any fights with it, and
Yep.
you're just giving the anti-gunners more ammunition. And so that's why I think, and Pincus made a really good point, and he said that education is the key. And it really is. The more we get these people to, sit down and be like, look, I'm not the person you need to be afraid of. I would gladly put my life on the line to help you, and I care about everyone. As a gun owner, we're pretty responsible, and we have to be. We have to be extra responsible, and we don't want to do anything to alarm the public. And you need to sit there and have that dialogue with them. But sitting there like, hey, guess what? You're going to sit here and have your coffee, and I'm going to have my AR-15 right in front of your 2-year-old child, and there's nothing you can say about it because of my rights. And yes, that may be your rights, but again, just because you could doesn't necessarily mean that you should. And,
Right.
I know there's a lot of people that disagree with me on that, and I totally get it because, yes, if you don't exercise your rights, you lose them. But there's a time and a place for everything. And I don't feel like it at fucking Del Taco or Starbucks is the place to do that. And it does not win any hearts and minds over.
Right. That what you just said was the biggest thing when it comes to this. Fucking yeah, I'm having issues today. What did you say just before the hearts and minds thing?
It does not. It doesn't help our cause. It doesn't.
Oh, I got it. It came back around. There's a time and place for everything. Right. Yeah, that's a big thing when it comes to this open carry stuff.
And because, I did it one time in California. I just tried to see what it was like, and I went to the supermarket and I was minding my own business, and then this lady came up to me and she's like, "Are you a police officer?" And I had my 5.906 on me, holstered. I was wearing like a nice shirt and everything. I wasn't dressed like an idiot. I didn't have all, like come and tread on me or die hippie or whatever those shirts are. So he's like, "Oh, are you a police officer?" I said, "No, I'm not." And she's like, "Oh." And then she suddenly just got terrified. She walked away. I come out with my groceries and I have like police cards for me. And I was like, "Well, I'm not doing that again." And at first I was pissed off because I was like, man, this is not cool. These are my rights. I should be able to do this. But then I was like, you know what? She doesn't know me. She doesn't know what I've done. She doesn't know where I'm from. She doesn't know, I could just be a guy that just killed, my whole family, and now I'm at a supermarket.
Whoa! Hold on! Don't try and protect them. Don't try and protect people who are against guns in general. For them. Yeah, there are some idiots in the world. I'll give you that, but don't try and make the case for the other side, please.
I'm gonna have to because that's how people think, and I'm not gonna pretend that people don't think like that. And even as a gun owner, as a pro-gun owner, a real staunch supporter of the Second Amendment, how can I trust a guy beside me that's sitting there walking around with an AR-15? If I see a guy walking up and down the street, first I'm gonna think, okay, he's an open carrier. But how do I know that?
Well, Brandon, I guess we're supposed to trust them the way that we would expect somebody to trust us.
Sure, and I get that. I totally do. And it sucks that, but on the other point, to where I am willing to take that risk, that I'm trusting that guy, that he's not going to go apeshit and kill everyone, the person that is not comfortable around guns that may not like guns or on the fence about them, and somebody's sitting next to them with a long gun, you know, and all kinds of shit may go through their mind. My mom likes guns.
Now, was that in California or was that in Arizona?
California. And
well, there's your point.
So, like, I asked my mom, and she's lived with a cop that carries a gun for 40 years, and I'm in the guns. And I said, would you ever allow open carry in your shop? And she's like, no, because I have customers that are older that may not be into guns. And she's like, I understand it, but maybe some of my other customers don't. And, you know, and I don't want to put them in that position to where I'm not going to go to Nancy's shop anymore because there's a bunch of guys sitting here with rifles and stuff. So...
Yeah, see, for me, there's multiple grocery stores in my area, but there's one that they say, we don't care what people think. If somebody wants to open carry in here, we're just fine with it. And if somebody wants to conceal carry in here, we're just fine with it. So if you see somebody in here and they're not causing a scene or anything like that, there's no big deal. And those are the places that I like to go do my business with, rather than places who are.
And you'll never ever, like, the other people say, like, oh, well, you know, open carriers are violent or something like that. No. I would never say that. I don't think there's ever been an incident where an open carry guy has ever done anything. At least nothing that I've heard about. You know, there's been criminals that have a gun, and as they're committing a violent act, you know, it's open in plain sight. But just a normal, you know, run-of-the-mill gun owner that's out there open carry, no. But the problem is, you know that, I know that, the public, pretty much majority of the people in the United States, they don't get it. And I don't necessarily think that the way to go about it, and I don't know how the hell we got on the trend, but I don't, Pincus. I don't necessarily believe the way to go about it is like, you're going to like it, and if you don't, fuck your feelings. And...
No, the way to go about it is like we were talking about last night with Hosh and G. We got to get ahead of it because right now they're breeding it out of us. They're literally, you know, dumbing us down on this issue decade after decade after decade, and it's either time to, you know, stand up and say we're not taking the shit anymore, and we got to start informing the people on the other side, or time to just roll over and take it, you know? I don't think any of us are at the point where we're willing to roll over and take it, though.
Yeah, because it's going to come to a point where we're just going to have to surrender all our guns, or to, you know, to acquiesce to some stupid licensing thing to where the point, like, you know, we're just totally say, like, oh, okay, so for me to own my gun, I have to pay you $500 a month, or they'll make it outrageously expensive to own or buy one, or won't be able to own certain of them and city limits or something like that. It's going to come to that point, and we're going to have to come to a point like, okay, do we resist this and break the law and risk going to jail or worse, or do we stand up? You know, it's going to come down to that, and I'm actually really curious to see what happens.
Well, the thing is, I mean, it's not even a big point in time that we're coming down to. They're chipping away at this shit brick by brick by brick, exactly like, you know, I just said what they're trying to do up here in Washington. I mean, they're trying to do the same thing in Oregon and California. I'm pretty sure this is part of whatever they released a couple months ago that they were calling the Western Wall.
Smeggy, Night Strike, well, what do you guys think? I mean, like, stop me if I said something wrong, and I know you know, we always don't agree on everything, but, I mean, I guess I would just kind of
Well, I understand that, you know, you want to play, you know, put kid gloves on and handle people with kid gloves. The problem is handling, you know, we've had too much of the handling people with kid gloves in this country, and, you know, it comes down to a point where people need to be aware of their rights instead of just going and, for lack of a better word, you know, narking on people just because the fact that they don't know their own fucking laws.
This is true. Yeah,
You know, what is it said about knowledge? Not knowing something. Oh shit! Not knowing something is just as bad as knowing it and ignoring it.
It's true. I mean, for me,
if they don't know that the law allows them to do that, and the law, you know, applies to everyone, you know, well, granted, everyone that isn't a criminal, then, obviously they're just going to continue acting like that. But at the same time, I will say that happened to you. That happened to you in a state of which is not gun friendly at all and probably will never be gun friendly again.
Right.
It hasn't been gun friendly since, you kicked Mexico out. Okay? California has not been a gun friendly state since they kicked Mexico out. And that was in what, the 1850s?
I don't remember the exact date.
Yeah, well, it's somewhere in the 1840s or 50s, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure. But, and Raphael hit it right there on the head. He got the right wording of it. Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Was he working and not able to jump in?
I don't know. He says he's got a noisy AC, but other people have noisy ACs and just mute themselves after they're done talking. So I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, no big deal. Jump in if you can, Raphael.
But just because someone doesn't know the law and decides to go and rat someone out because they're ignorant of the law doesn't mean that that's an excuse. That's only taking away resources and making our security and police do twice as much work where they could be going after, actual lawbreakers and criminals that deserve it.
Yeah, but there's them that are also ignorant. They got to be ignorant of the law, but then again, every time they see a gun, they just don't care because they've been brainwashed and conditioned that every time they see it, something's bad gonna happen. Something bad is gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Well, how long would y'all estimate, like years-wise, that they're gonna become so strict? Where, like Brandon said earlier, where they would, we'd have to pay a, specific wage, per month or anything. How many years do you think that is away?
It completely depends on how well we can organize and fight all of our local battles along with our national battles. If we can actually organize, get together, and put a fucking plan out there and start defeating all this bullshit one by one, and then going after some of the national stuff, I can't put a time frame on it just because there's a lot of things that can happen. I mean, are you asking if things stay as they are right now at the status quo?
Well, you still there?
Yeah, I know.
I just got a hold of Nathan. He said just to email him again. He said he didn't get your email, so maybe it went through the spam filter or something.
Oh, okay.
I can give you his direct email if you need it.
Yes, please.
Yeah. All right. I'll just throw it here in the chat. It's not like everybody else doesn't know it.
Okay. Thank you.
There it is. But yeah, I don't know how long or if that'll happen. I do believe that we should be fighting to get the stuff we have lost back. Granted, it may only happen after I'm like in my 70s if we actually get it back. But the issue is if we don't fight to get it back, we'll just be like every other country that has taken stuff away from their people and never given it back.
Okay, we also got to
Australia is a good example.
No, right. We also got to fight to get some of the stuff back that we've lost, but we got to also fight to not give up any more fucking ground at the same time.
Yeah. No more compromise. No more common sense. You want common sense? Read the book Common Sense and then tell us. Because apparently people who are saying common sense gun controls, common sense laws, they don't actually know that. They don't know the definition of common sense. They don't understand common sense in itself, and they want to try and preach to us and tell us what's what. Just because they have a chip on their shoulder or they have an agenda that's being paid for by somebody else, and it's not actually their opinion. I'm getting tired of that.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Because half of these, moms demand action or something, whatever, or attention, or whatever. The fact is, all these groups are funded by people who are billionaires or millionaires that just have a chip on their shoulder that don't like something about the United States. But if I remember properly, the law applies to everyone. Well, granted, sometimes if you have enough money, you can circumvent that. But here's the thing. The law, as in our rights, should not be taken away ever. They did it once. It was called prohibition. How well did that last? Granted, that was many, many years ago. But, my grandmother was alive for it. And she told me about it. And she said that her grandmother was a bootlegger because everybody in town liked to drink beer and nobody else wanted to make it. So my great grandmother went and made booze. But the issue is they instituted prohibition. Nobody liked that because, well, everybody likes to drink at some point, right? So they gave it back.
But people had to stand up and fight to get it back, right?
They're like, we're gonna drink.
Yeah, and here's the thing. If they try and do that with guns, the same thing is going to happen. It's not going to be where, people are going to go to jail and that's just going to be it. People went to jail for bootlegging, got back out, and did the same thing again. They didn't stay in jail for very long. You noticed that back then, right? The same thing happens here in the United States with just regular criminals. They're in and out within like a week or two.
So why don't we get, I don't know, try to get a shit ton of people, drill that third hole in that lower, and then just start having a bunch of autos. I mean, they can't lock all of us up.
The problem is there's not enough of us to say no.
You would have to have majority of gun owners do that.
We would have to have, in order to get fully automatics back, we would have to have just almost every gun owner in America owning one to get our foot back in the door saying, we don't want this, take it off, or we're just going to continue doing it. And the only thing you can do is, go after us one by one. And then there will be a point where all the people who don't want that law will have to go and stand up to the military and whoever is going to try and enforce said law that's not wanted. And here's the point. Our combined military strength is only about 1 million soldiers. Okay?
Right.
How many millions of people with guns are there in this country?
I would never try to shoot on another serviceman, but I get it.
I'm sorry. I know, and this is all hypothetical. This isn't.
Sure, I get it.
This isn't supposed to be anything other than just a theoretical point.
No, I got it.
The point is, they said there's over 150 million gun owners here in the United States, right?
Right.
Thereabouts, or there might be a bit more, right? Or more or less, or there's a lot of guns. Or I think it was just 150 million guns, but it's probably that, the gun owners themselves, probably, 5 or 10 million at least?
Oh, more than that.
Well, generalized number. But my point is, the factor is, even with all of law enforcement and the military, if they decided to go martial law on the entire country just to get rid of guns or the full autos, would not be enough for the people that do own guns to tell them, no, you can't have those. Give us those and stand down so we can put you all in jail. That won't happen. Because the people will say, no, give us our rights back, and if you don't, we will take you out of power. And that's what our Constitution is supposed to be for. But you have people that have been ground down so far down into the dirt that they'll bend over and take it from anybody these days.
I think we have a lot of servicemen, a lot of sheriff's departments who would stand up on the side of the people, actually.
Well, a lot of sheriff departments would, but there are a lot of sheriff departments that wouldn't, and a lot of police departments that wouldn't, because they're only for the police and for the military and law enforcement to have guns, and no one else, because they see guns as a problem. which
I
means
had a
they
friend-
shouldn't be in military or law enforcement in the first place. If they see proper civilians, upstanding civilians that aren't criminals, as a problem that own guns.
I had a friend that was all about guns and everything like that, but after he became a cop, he became anti-civilians owning guns.
Because they brainwash them.
Well, he said, he's like, you know what? Like, it's different being a civilian and stuff like that. He's like, but when you become a cop and you see the stuff that civilians are capable of owning, especially since, you know, I know a gang member, if he has no record, he can go out and buy one of those. He's like, I tell you one thing, I wouldn't want to be on the other end of an AR-15.
Yeah.
And so-
Anyways, I'll be right back. I got to take care of something.
Gotcha. Got to get that pie out of the oven, huh? Yeah, and I hate to be like the negative Nancy type guys, and I'm not, you know, I'm not that dude at all. Like, Dr. No got my head right. But you know, it's just something to think about. Like, I mean, what if we did that? What if, like, everybody, you know, every gun owner just, for lack of a better term, just, like, you know, rise against, you know, and just said, you know what, fuck you, man. We're going to have automatics.
That would require just a large level of organization of our resources that has not been done to this time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they would threaten you with jail and prison time and 10 years and all that.
And what if they start threatening your family?
Well, you know, there's a lot. Like, I don't have a family, so.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into real deep hypotheticals here.
But you pretty much have to. I don't know how you'd go about and do that. It just seems so stupid that we'd even have to even consider something like that to get those rights back.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't need to happen like that. It should just be like, oh, look, you have no record. You're able to buy a firearm. Here, you can buy this firearm. It just has a faster SIGWIT rate. And we can buy it already, but you just have to be a millionaire to do it.
Yeah, I mean, your average citizen, if he were to buy or able to buy one of those and have it be reasonable, he couldn't afford to shoot it.
If what?
He couldn't afford to go out and shoot it all the time. You know what I mean? So it's like, what are they so fucking worried about?
Oh, if you can afford to buy an AR-15 and shoot that, you can afford to buy an M16.
Oh, I'm talking about going out and rock and roll. You know what I mean?
Well, that's not, you know, it's the same thing, you know. It doesn't take any different ammo. It's still a 5.56.
No, you run through it a lot quicker, though, do you not?
No, well, most people can afford a couple mags. I don't know anybody that owns an AR-15 you can't afford to go and shoot it.
Well, yeah, I could go afford to shoot it. I just couldn't afford to go shoot it for any length of time and as long as I could afford to shoot one of my ARs for.
I get what you're saying.
But I totally get what you're saying, too, that, you know, it's all pull that trigger finger. And, I mean, if you got a good enough trigger and you're good enough, a lot of people can almost shoot just as good as a full auto.
Yeah, especially if you have, like, one of those Geisleys.
I mean, who's that? Jerry Mitchell-Dick. I mean, he can pretty much outshoot a full auto, I believe.
Hey, he's close to it.
He came very, very close. You know, and then when they start talking mag limits, I remember when they started talking that stuff a few years back, and there was a sheriff's department that came out and said, okay, well, we're gonna try this out. You know, here's the 15 round magazines, here's the 10 round magazines, and you know they did it with, I want to say they did it with the same shooter, and they just showed with adding the reloads in there and how somebody who is competent can shoot the same number of bullets in the same amount of time, regardless of how many magazines they have, and regardless of the limit.
like an email or something like that, or a new line. But yeah, they're trying to get a hold of you. I'm sending you messages, and I just know you're not getting them. So, yeah, the range is open until 8, so if you still want me to come out and pick you up, please let me know. I'm going to keep on trying to get a hold of you. Bye. Sorry, my friend doesn't believe in buying a regular phone, so her service is crap. And she was like, "Oh, let's go shooting today," and I was like, "All right." But yeah, you may want to make it a little easier for me to get a hold of you, because I've sent her text messages from 1 till like now, and then she just sent me a text message saying, "Hey, are we going shooting today? Are you flaking or what?" And it's like, I've been fucking texting you since like I woke up this morning.
What's going on? I'm back, by the way.
Oh, hi back. My friend just bought a stupid phone that she had it's a T-Mobile, which is like the worst service ever. And she's been trying to get a hold of me, asked me, to take her shooting. I said no problem. But then this morning she's like, "Oh, I can't get a hold of you," and blah blah blah. It's like, bitch, I've been texting you all day.
Well, good luck.
I get all freaking rusty. I need to get one of those things that what is it called? Like a humidor?
Humidifier?
Yeah. Yeah, because my Beretta mags get rusty, man, really bad.
Well, you got a swamp cooler, right?
SWAT proof?
You have a swamp cooler, right?
No.
No?
I have just a regular AC.
What is a swamp cooler?
A swamp cooler, basically what it does is it cools water, and basically it mists instead of using an air conditioner. It's a different method of cooling in the desert than using a regular AC.
So, Brandon, you don't use a dehumidifier or anything?
I don't have a...
You don't need a dehumidifier in Arizona.
During the monsoon season, you do.
I wouldn't say that.
No,
Well, if you have a box or a safe that you're locking all your guns in, it's never a bad idea to throw a dehumidifier in there.
It's literally like dripping dew.
Remember, Brendan, I'm originally from Mesa, so I know Arizona pretty well.
Scottsdale's different, I guess.
Not really.
Because, dude, it's super fucking humid right now.
Either that or the climate fucking changed.
Probably.
Oh, we know that's happening.
Yeah, climate change is real, right?
If it is or isn't, I don't give a shit. I'm not going to be here to freaking worry about it. If the polar ice caps melt or it gets so bad we can't breathe, I'll be long dead. I ain't going to care about that. Which I don't understand why the liberals are all bent about it. They're not going to be around here either.
Well, they're worried about their children's children, when the fact is they can't even find one single person to go out with them in the first place.
I was going to say that. It's like, why are you worried about anything, man? You can't find a fucking girlfriend, dude. Nobody wants to go out with your cheap drinking Starbucks ass. Well, actually, I'm wrong. There's a bunch of women that like guys like that, unfortunately. It seems the more feminine a man is today, the more like they're attractive. Like the skinny jeans and the, it's kind of like the paradigm shifted. Like back in the 80s, it was all about guys that had muscles and that looked like men. Now it's about guys that look like their sisters.
Yeah, them hipsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole tight jeans thing for dudes. I don't get that.
Well, gentlemen, it's been a long night and day, and I'm about to have to go give my pillow some head. But y'all take care of yourself, and I'll holler at y'all later on.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, later, man. Make sure to email Nathan.
Yeah, I did. I'll be waiting on his email, brother.
All right.
Hey, Night Strike. Speaking of email,
Yeah, what's up?
you got my PM the other day, right?
Did not. No.
No?
No, I did not.
I sent you one last night, I want to say.
I didn't get it, man. I'm telling you right now. I didn't
All
get
right,
it.
give me a minute. Give me a minute.
All right, fine. Remember, you gotta do it 5 times with, and it has to be more intense than the last, otherwise it doesn't work, right?
Yeah,
Is that only with hashtag FTD?
I don't
Fuck
know
that
if
dude.
Yeah, that's hashtag fuck that, dude. Where the hell did I'm trying to find it. Anyways, it was rolling off of the Hit or Miss show, something we talked about off air. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't remember.
Okay.
Just message or email me.
Yeah, I'm going
It's
to.
probably better to email me because then I'll actually get it instead of having the.
I want to know.
What, did
Yeah.
Night Strike just drop out?
No, I'm here.
Oh, all right. Give me a second. I'm going to put together an email. Are you just...
Yeah.
All right,
Just
Nightstrike at Gmail?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Remember, that's strike with a Y.
Yeah.
Instead of an I have to be like never enough ammo.
It's in there.
Yeah, okay. I'm one of those guys. I'm reading Heavy's message this morning. No fucking politics, please.
Wait, I didn't get that particular message. I just got the one with the link in.
It's for his link. It was titled "No fucking politics, please."
Oh, I must not have seen that part because I just saw the link.
That's the title of the message. Oh man! Oh.
No fucking
Heavy.
politics. All right, I'm gonna have to try.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try too. I don't know if I'll be able to handle it.
Man, I love this new trigger. I think it's sick.
Then you better marry it.
What's up?
You better marry it.
Right?
I'm just messing with you.
I should.
Well, you shouldn't be because you don't want to be triggered.
Trigger happy?
Yeah, right. Oh boy. Well, is Heavy on tonight? He's not on for like another hour or two.
Yeah, sorry I missed Never Enough's.
No, that's not the one you should be sorry about. You missed Hit or Miss.
I know, dude. You always like.
I send out emails all the time.
Just shoot me a text because I check my email like maybe once every 3 days. Because I literally have, dude. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you another email address because the email address that I have has probably like 300 junk mail things a day.
All right.
So
Yo, Night Strike, I just sent that email.
All right, I'll check it out.
It's nothing huge. It's just something we had talked about.
Huge.
Something you asked us to do.
It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge.
Huge.
What's up, guys?
So great, so great. And hey, Knives, what's going on?
What up, Knives?
Nothing.
Oh, hi, Mexican.
Hi, Brendan.
What's up, dude?
Hold on, I have to say it. I'm sorry, but I have to say it. Are you a Mexican or are you a Mexican?
I'm a Mexican.
Can I do both?
Only in certain situations.
That's what it is.
How's your day, my dude?
I'm good, man. It's kind of fucking hot, though.
Yeah, it's kind of brewing in Cali right now. My parents told me it was like fucking gnarly hot today. That's so funny when I hear my mom complain, "Oh, it's so hot," and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't want to hear it." But for Californians, it's hot. I still need to send my Beretta back to the factory.
For what?
It's malfunctioning, and it has been for some time. It's stovepipes like every 3 or 4 rounds.
Using different ammo? Have you tried?
Yeah, the only ammo it works with is MagTech. I can run that ammo through there, no problem. But every other freaking ammo that I use.
What other ammo have you tried?
I've tried Remington White Box. I've tried Black Hills. I've tried UPC. I've tried Winchester. Tried Eagle. Tried.
Have you tried Freedom Munitions?
Hornady. Everything, and it only works with MagTech.
Wow. So it won't. So with the Hornady, was that hollow point stuff, like plus P stuff?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I've tried everything.
Man, that's the only thing I was thinking is if you were shooting some underpowered loads, but.
So that's a Beretta. It's not a super heavy spring, you know?
Yeah,
Have you tried changing the spring?
I have changed out all the springs, tuned it up. I don't know what's going on with it. The only thing that I can think of is that it could be thinking maybe it could be my extractor.
But that wouldn't explain why you're having issues with all those other brands, but not MagTech. That's the weird.
Yeah, and that's like cheap ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that Inox?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
This was my dad's gun. This was the first gun I ever owned. California was like, "You need to register that in your name," and my dad was like, "Yeah, okay, you're Brandon." He's like, "No, I don't."
Here you go, Brandon. Have this. And you're like, wait, what? He lives in Arizona.
No, he gave it to me when I got this for my 21st birthday.
Oh.
But it's like,
Night Strike, I got your reply. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there she is. Oh. Speaking of my dad.
Uh-oh.
No, he was asking me, he's all like, "Have you cleaned the Beretta yet?"
You should be telling him, I'm doing that right now, actually.
Yeah.
As we speak.
As we speak.
Hey, Night Strike, so What is on Heavy's list tonight? Do we know yet?
No, it's probably going to be one of those on-the-fly things.
Do you know when he usually gets that thing up and going?
10 Eastern.
No, that's when it starts.
As far as the chat, I don't know. Whenever he starts it up, I'm not sure.
All right. Well, I hate
Maybe like
jumping in there.
jump in like 5 or 10 minutes before if he has it up.
Yeah, I always hate jumping in and me jumping into it live, and I just feel like it could be fucking up, somebody's podcast.
It wouldn't be so bad if you weren't jumping in with two of you. You're taking up 2 slots.
Man, I don't get
I'm only
Google
giving you
bullshit. Yeah, I don't get the Google bullshit. I wish I didn't have to do that because I'd be able just to fucking jump in a text jump in a chat on my phone.
Well, don't worry about that.
I'd rather have you jump into a chat with 2 than jump in and make everyone echo.
Well, by Monday of next week, we may not even be using Google Hangouts because they said they were killing it on the 12th.
Really?
Yeah.
What are we going to use?
Don't know. They said we're going to use YouTube Live, but it was the 12th of September, they said.
Is that still a thing, Night Strike?
Yeah, apparently. Huh? I haven't seen anything to contradict it.
I haven't heard G talking about it or anything, so.
He accepted the fate.
Hey, Raphael, you've got your camera on.
Camera is on.
So now you're typing and
I don't hear any problem with your AC. What's the problem?
It's on economy, so it comes on and off. It's off now.
Yeah. So where are you from?
I'm in Florida.
Florida. Okay, you're not that far.
So the AC has to stay on practically all day.
Yeah, I'm in South Carolina. Same thing. So it doesn't matter if it gets too loud. Just mute yourself, and then when you want to say something, just say something and be done with it. Because you really don't have to worry about it. We all have air conditioning. We know.
Cool.
Plus, I have airplanes that these guys are used to hearing, so it's all good.
Yeah, you should hear Hottie sometimes. He's got airplanes and his AC going sometimes, and it's just like, oh my God, what do you have over there? A war zone?
Does he live near the airport?
Yeah. Yep, right in the flight path. So there's always one either taking off or landing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend who works in Louisiana, and he has Barksdale Air Force Base. And he's in the flight line of B-52s all day, landing.
Oh, man.
At least them would be cool to watch.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, one of the guys on our gun channel says, we all have air conditioning. We're not Amish. And we lost
Poor people. There he goes.
There he went. But, yeah. Feel free to jump into the conversation whenever you want to, all right? But what were we talking about? Brandon, what did your dad say?
I mean, how's it working? I said, it's still malfunctioning. Send it back to Beretta.
What'd he say?
Oh, he said, send it back to Beretta. It's malfunctioning. And he's like, send it back to Beretta. He's like, I have the registration stuff, or like the warranty card. And I said, is it still good? And he's like, yeah.
I don't know if Beretta does lifetime warranty or if it's just a certain number of years warranty.
I guess I'll find out, but then he said he'll pay to get it fixed if there's anything wrong with it. And I said, you don't need to do that. Well, he's like, do we need to do any sort of like, change of ownership? And he's like, because it's still in my name. I said, no, I've had this gun for like 15. Oh, shit. Wow. Yeah, he gave it to me on my 21st birthday. And
How old are you?
I'm 33 now, so yeah, almost 15 years. Holy crap.
Yeah, I just turned 30 just the other day.
Congratulations, man. Happy
No. Horrible, horrible. I hated it.
Yeah, it's just gonna go downhill from there.
I thought you were older than me, Night Strike.
I'm 33.
Oh, I thought you just
I'm
said
older than
you,
Smeggy.
I
Remember?
thought you just said you just turned 30.
33.
Yeah, I got you. You do have me beat. Hey, so Brandon, I with your dad being the first, your dad was the first owner of that, right? He bought
Yeah.
it new.
Bought it
Yeah,
new.
I think they're gonna take great care of you no matter what.
Yeah,
You'd think
well,
so anyways.
we've always been a loyal Beretta family. And my dad, when he was in charge of the department in California, he ordered Beretta. And so he had a nice contract with them, and he spoke to like the department rep. So they've always had a really good relationship. It's like Beretta's been our family label pretty much. I like
Aren't you
Is
former Coast Guard?
I'm sorry?
Aren't you
He's-
former Coast Guard, Brandon?
Current Coast Guard.
Or are you current Coast Guard?
Mhm.
Wait,
Hey, Brandon.
hold on. How can you be Coast
hang on,
Guard and
hang on,
live in
hang on.
Arizona?
Hang on, I have something just crazy out of the blue to say. Brandon, you got a reflection coming on your face right now that looks like a freaking American flag in reverse. Nope, down.
No, you're talking about.
It's
Right
the light
there.
coming in through his window.
Do you see that, Night Strike?
Yeah, I see it. Actually, no, it looks like he's got the Gun Channels page up or something.
The gun channel what?
Gun Channels page. That's just lens flare.
Brandon's like the one kid from across the street with all fucking toys and shit.
What's the Screaming All toy? Or did I not hear?
Was that a tag on the gun that you just had?
A tag?
Yeah, it looked like you had a tag on the trigger guard of that Beretta.
No tag.
It's the Inox, the stainless steel version. So no.
And this is my 4506 that I'm cleaning now.
Oh.
These are my safe cleans.
I've never liked the concept of safe queens because, if you're going to own something, use it. Don't just leave it in a safe.
These are too pretty to use, man. These are in mint condition. And for these being like 25-year-old guns, I've kept them immaculate. There's not one single scratch or burr or nick on them. The finish is perfect. Like,
So, Brandon, are you more of a collector,
yeah, I hate shooting, actually.
honestly?
Honestly, yeah, I don't like going to the range.